Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Rano angrily comes to the Oberoi house and humiliates Neelam and Karishma. Then Rishi calls the matchmaker. Then Ayush and Virendra plus Shalu were trying to make Rishi and Lakshmi realize that they love each other, but the two of them were stubborn. So let's continue from there. Karishma tells Neelam that Lakshmi is a big unlucky girl and says God knows the time when that inauspicious Lakshmi and a cheap aunt came into our lives. Neelam says one is inauspicious and the other is cheap and says Rano comes anytime and she does drama. Grandma asks them not to talk bad and says that Lakshmi is leaving from here, so why say bad about her like this? Grandma says to Neelam and Karishma that we should think good about Lakshmi. Karishma asks that what good have happened with us since when Lakshmi has been here. Grandma says Rishi is with us because of Lakshmi, and she asks Neelam to talk and tell her if Lakshmi was not the one that has been saving Rishi's life. Neelam asks Grandma if she is taunting her. Grandma says I'm just talking and says that Lakshmi is leaving because Rishi is getting her married and he has called some matchmaker home. Leela comes there and says she is a matchmaker. Grandma asks her to come inside and Leela comes inside and sits. Grandma introduced Karishma and Neelam to the matchmaker and they both just smile. Leela says hello to them. Sonia comes there. Leela asks if they are looking for match for Sonia. Grandma says yes. Sonia says I will search for a man for myself and says to Leela that you are caught for someone else and she asks her to do her job properly. Leela asks Sonia that why are you getting rude and says your attitude will not work in your in-laws house. Sonia asks what are you saying? Neelam asks her to calm down. Leela asks for whom the guy should be seen and where is the girl that you are looking for match for. Grandma says she is my daughter-in-law Lakshmi. Leela asks are you searching for a guy for your daughter-in-law? Grandma says Rishi and Lakshmi are divorced, so that is why. Leela says to Grandma that Lakshmi is your grandson's wife who is now divorced and you are getting a marriage done, right? Grandma says right. Leela asks if she misunderstood them. Grandma says we want to get Lakshmi married because she is like our daughter. Leela says it is very... Karishma interrupts and says very shocking, right? Leela says yes, but in a good way. Leela says to Grandma that you want to get your ex-daughter-in-law married even after divorce, so it means that the girl must be really good. She asks that if the girl is so good, then why did the divorce happen? Karishma says actually, but Grandma interrupts and says it is our bad luck and says that the person is not bad, but bad time makes her life bad. Grandma says to Leela that Lakshmi is divorced, but that doesn't mean that she is bad. Leela says I can say that she is really good because the in-laws are getting her remarried. Balvinda comes to Kamli and hold her neck. He threatens her and he asks if she thinks that Lakshmi will save her. He says he is not afraid of anyone and he will hang her till death and he will kill her bodyguard too. He says he will ruin her life and also Lakshmi's life and he beat her. Lakshmi asks Shalu not to talk badly with their aunt. Shalu says aunt can do anything for money. Ayush comes there and says the matchmaker is here. Lakshmi says it is good that she will go away from here soon and she goes from the room and Ayush gets angry. Shalu says to Ayush that I always wanted something for my sister with high intensity. Ayush says even he wants Rishi and Lakshmi to come back together with strong intensity. Bani thinks that why did their aunt go to the Oberoi's house and says she doesn't care for their sister. Rano come back home angrily. Bani asks that why did you go there, but Rano scolded Bani and asks her to bring water. Bani says to Rano that I will bring the water. Rano asks her not to pretend. Bani says you are the one pretending and not me and says why do you pretend as if you care for us, but it is not true. You just care for money. She says I know everything. Whatever happened between Balvinda and you, and Rano looks on in shock. Rishi comes to the hall and thanks Leela for coming quickly. Leela says it is my job. Rishi asks should I tell you about Lakshmi? Leela says whatever she heard is enough and she asks that what kind of a guy do Lakshmi likes. Karishma asks Leela to get Lakshmi married at the earliest and Grandma asks Leela to listen to just Rishi and no one else. Leela thinks that it seems that Neelam and Karishma are against this marriage. Rishi asks should I mail you or message you? Leela says anything, but tell me for now the kind of guy you want for Lakshmi. Rishi checks his phone and says the guy should be modern, but he should have family and traditional values. He should respect women and girls, and he should be able to do anything for his family's protection. Rishi says to Leela that the guy she will look for Lakshmi should be able to take Lakshmi to the temple, to the club, the restaurant, and wherever Lakshmi will get entertained. He says the guy should take care of Lakshmi's small happiness also. He should be honest, loyal, respectful, cheerful, and positive mindset. He says if the guy knows how to cook, then it will be a cherry on the cake because Lakshmi herself is a good cook. Rishi says to Leela that when the pandemic had come, all the women have to work for themselves. So in this situation, the guy should help Lakshmi and he doesn't want attitude. He gets sad and says if Lakshmi gets sad, then the guy should understand her and he should not ignore her pain. He should hear Lakshmi's hard voice before she talks and he should make her laugh. Rishi says to Leela that the guy should cheer Lakshmi up and bring smile on her face because when Lakshmi smiles, then nobody looks good than her. He thinks of their moment together and a song plays in the background. Rishi says the world becomes different sometimes and the guy should think about Lakshmi's happiness before his own happiness. Rishi says to Leela that the guy should involve Lakshmi in his identity like Lakshmi used to do. He says one more thing because it is an important thing. He says Lakshmi is habitual to working all day and she will be tired. And if Lakshmi asks the guy to massage her feet, then the guy should not refuse. Sonia asks Rishi that did you used to massage Lakshmi's feet? Rishi says if Lakshmi had told me to massage her feet, then I would have done that. Rishi asks Sonia that if you are tired and you ask your husband to massage your feet, then will he not do this? Sonia says yes, maybe. Rishi says that is it. It is just half of what he wants. He tells Leela that he will tell her more qualities which is needed later. Karishma asks Rishi that how many requests are remaining. Rishi says this was just the beginning because many qualities requests are remaining. Rishi continues to tell Leela about the guy's qualities and says somewhat is remaining. Leela says it is difficult to get all these qualities in a guy, though she understood them all. Rishi says what about qualities I told you? Lakshmi has all these qualities, so I need a guy who genuinely deserves Lakshmi, else I will not get her married. Karishma says to Rishi that you think that Lakshmi has all these qualities, but leave it, because there cannot be any guy who has all these qualities. Ayush comes there and says one guy is there with all those qualities mentioned by Rishi, and everyone is shocked. Ranu scolded Bani for lecturing her and asks that what do you know about Balvinda and my conversation, and she asks her to talk. Bani gets scared and says to Rano that I know you tried to get my sister married to Balvinda before, so I thought you planned with Balvinda again. Rano laughs and says you thought. She scolds her and says I got rid of one sister and two other sisters are sitting on my head. She says what sin have I done that I got this, and she taunts Bani. Grandma asks Ayush if he thinks that there is such guy who has the qualities that Rishi mentioned. Grandma says your grandfather has gone long back, so how can such guy exist? Because only your grandfather has all these qualities. Ayush says he knows a guy who has all the qualities. Sonia says that guy doesn't exist. Karishma says exactly. Leela says such guys exist, but they are rare, but they exist. Ayush says that he has a photo of the guy who has the good quality and he shows the photo to Grandma and says this guy is suitable for Lakshmi. Grandma says yes, this guy is fit for Lakshmi. Rishi asks him to show him the photo and Ayush tries to show the photo to Leela, but Malishka snatched the photo from his hand and she sees the photo and she is shocked. Malishka shouted at Ayush and tells Neelam that Ayush is showing Rishi's photo. Neelam asks, are you joking in this serious matter? Karishma asks Ayush that why are you mad for Lakshmi? Malishka asks Ayush that what do you want to say? That Lakshmi and Rishi should remarry again? Ayush says of course, and everyone looks on in shock. Malishka says really, and she asks Ayush if he wants Rishi and Lakshmi to be married again. Ayush says yes, if you move away from their lives, then they will remarry. Malishka says Rishi will marry only me. Neelam asks Ayush to shut up. Rishi asks Ayush not to talk on this topic again. Ayush says I will say this until Lakshmi and you unite, and this is my opinion. Neelam asks Ayush that did anyone ask for your opinion, and she asks him to go to his room and Ayush goes. Leela asks should I say something? She says that the marriage is a responsibility also along with the relationship and their life change after marriage. She says Rishi cares for Lakshmi and he wants to get her married. and she asks if Rishi cares for Lakshmi so much and he wants her happiness, then why did Rishi divorce Lakshmi, or why did Lakshmi divorce Rishi? Rishi says to Leela that it is not like that and says she will not understand. Leela says, I am asking this because the responsibility is mine to test the groom and the bride. I test them and I regard them as my children. Rishi says that Lakshmi did not divorce him and says that he doesn't deserve Lakshmi. Leela says, I am surprised. Ayush is your brother and Grandma is so much experienced and she thinks that you should marry Lakshmi again. Malishka says to Leela that I don't know what you are told here, but none of this family's problem is your concern, and what you have to do is to search for a good guy for Lakshmi at the earliest. Leela asks, who is she? Malishka says she is Malishka, Rishi's would-be wife. Leela says, fine, I want to meet Lakshmi, but not now, and Leela leaves. Neelam tells Rishi that she will not let Lakshmi stay here for many days, even if her marriage happens or not, and says Lakshmi have to leave this house at the earliest. Shalu searches for the bedsheet to place on the bed. Lakshmi says I am a guest here, and I will leave from here in some days, and she worries. Shalu sees Ayush dancing and laughing. Lakshmi asks that what happened to him. Shalu says Ayush is a fool and he can do anything. Ayush comes there and says Rishi had called the matchmaker here. Shalu asks if a guy is found for Lakshmi. Ayush asks if Shalu is mad and says you make me angry always, and he asks Lakshmi to make Shalu understand. Lakshmi asks Ayush not to call her sister-in-law again, else she will slap him. Ayush says slap me and says I have the right to call you sister-in-law and it is your right to beat me. He says you can slap me or beat me. Shalu says let Ayush call you sister-in-law and she asks Ayush that why is he happy. Ayush says Rishi has made a big list of the qualities for the prospective groom and Rishi is the only guy who has those qualities. Shalu says to Ayush that what is the use if Rishi has all the qualities but he is not marrying my sister. Ayush says such guy cannot be found and then Rishi would eventually marry sister-in-law. Shalu says it is good and she also gets happy. Leela is going and she collides with another matchmaking couple. She asks, did Rishi call you also? They says yes. Leela gives them best wishes and she goes. The guy tells his partner that Rishi is serious. If we get the marriage done, then we'll be the best matchmakers. Neelam asks Rishi to get Lakshmi married at the earliest. Lakshmi comes there. Neelam says we will do Lakshmi's Kayadan also, and we will do this favor on her so that she can let us live in peace. Karishma asks Neelam that what is the need to do Lakshmi's marriage in a grand way. Neelam says Rishi is searching for a miracle groom for Lakshmi, so everyone should know that Lakshmi is getting married. Karishma says right. Grandma says the house is lucky where the girl's Kayadan is done and says Lakshmi's marriage will be done in a grand way. Grandma asks Rishi not to search for any random guy for Lakshmi, but he should be the best guy because Lakshmi is also the best. Rishi says I will search for a good guy and I have called another matchmakers. The matchmakers comes in. Rishi introduced Venki and Pinky to Grandma. They ask if he is searching for alliance for himself. Rishi says no and says I am searching for alliance, pointing at Lakshmi. Venki and Pinky ask if Rishi is really searching for alliance for Lakshmi because they know how much they love each other and says that it is sad that they are divorced now. He says we saw the terrorist attack in the news. Pinky says that she and her husband got married due to Rishi and Lakshmi and they are becoming couple like them, but it is sad that they are now divorced. Pinky says to Rishi that it is out of the world that he is searching for alliance for his ex-wife. Venki says we have never seen such love before after divorce. This is just out of the world. Pinky says we will search for a good guy for Lakshmi, a guy like you, and Venki says exactly. Balvinda looks at Lakshmi's photo and says he will take revenge from Lakshmi. Guru comes there and asks Balvinda that when did you get time to take revenge because you are always with me. Balvinda says he got time. Guru asks Balvinda to start his life with Kamli and he calls her sister-in-law. Balvinda beats Guru and says how come you did not know that the bride was changed. Guru asks that should I have lifted her veil when even you couldn't see her face. Balvinda says to Guru that everyone stopped me from seeing the bride's face, saying that something bad would happen. He says that Lakshmi went to Rishi's house and then Rishi also insulted me and says he will take revenge from them both. Guru asks if Kamli is in the house. Balvinda asks if she should be here. Guru asks him to be careful from her. Balvinda says he will call Malishka the demon and says that he will meet her. Rishi tells the matchmakers that he doesn't want a guy like him for Lakshmi and says the guy should be better than him. Pinky says okay, I will show you options. Rishi says later, but first, hear my list and then come back here after shortlisting the candidate. He tells them that the guy should be caring, loving, sensitive, he should have traditional values, and Rishi goes on speaking about the qualities that he needs in the groom, and a song plays in the background. Lakshmi gets emotional listening to Rishi, and Shalu and Ayush smiles, while Malishka gets angry. Venki opens his mouth hearing Rishi's requirement, and Pinky closes his mouth. Lakshmi gets teary eyes, and the tears falls down from her eyes. Rishi tells the matchmakers that for now, he has told them these qualities, but he needs more quality. Shalu tells Ayush that brother-in-law is searching for a god to marry Lakshmi, but this is not possible. Rishi asks Venki and Pinky if they will find such guy. Venki says such guy's production is closed now, but we will try. Pinky says that the guy who will shower his life on Lakshmi might not be found, but they will try their best for her. Grandma asks the matchmakers to search for a good guy who is like 20 with Rishi and not 19. Venki asks Rishi if he can analyze something with his permission, and Rishi says no problem. Venki makes Rishi stand with Lakshmi, and he asks Pinky to see and says they are the perfect match and they are the ideal couple, and Ayush and Shalu smiles. Malishka asks Venki that what are you doing? Venki says I'm searching for a match for Lakshmi, but Rishi and Lakshmi look good together and they are the ideal couple. Karishma tells Neelam that she doesn't know what Rishi wants with the way he is behaving. Neelam says I also don't know, even though I am his mom. Karishma says to Neelam that Lakshmi has become stubborn and she doesn't care for our words. Neelam says if she was someone else, then she might have gone inside the ground with shame. Karishma doubts if this is Rishi and Lakshmi's plan, but Neelam says Rishi cannot plan any conspiracy like this with anybody. Pinky says we have to find Rishi's replacement to marry Lakshmi. Ayush makes Malishka stand with Rishi and says this is a couple. He asks Venki if Rishi and Malishka are good couple. Venki asks good. Pinky says they are just okay type couple and not good. Ayush asks what? And says why are you saying that Malishka and Rishi are just okay couple? And Ayush made fun of Malishka while Shalu laughs. Venki tells Pinky that they should not waste their time and they should go. Rishi asks them to search for the guy. Venki says if the guy is on this planet, then we will get him. Pinky says he is joking and says Rishi is also here and he is good, so they will find the good guy and they leave. Malishka asks Ayush if he did this intentionally to humiliate her, and Ayush asks if Malishka doesn't know that she will be insulted if he calls her and Rishi as couple. Malishka gets angry and says Ayush is ridiculous. Rishi says Ayush is joking and he asks Malishka not to take it personal. Sonal says to Malishka that you know Ayush, he is Lakshmi's puppet. Ayush says it is good that I am Lakshmi's puppet, but whose puppet are you? The puppet of Malishka. And Ayush laughs while Shalu also laughs. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry that this video is this long. I didn't just want to cut it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.